I mean, this month, if we want to bring up one of the calls, was Martian Premier League. That was one of the calls in
Yeah.
there. And that was not even just a call, but, it's not like you had to look at the call, figure out how to get whitelist and grind or try and mint public. You could actually get whitelist from being in .jpegs. We had about 50 spots or so that covered about, a good amount of the group, about half the group. So,
Yeah, we got a ton of whitelist spots. The we actually ran the AMA in there. So the two devs in there came over to our server, and we ran the AMA. We had a bunch of good questions, a bunch of good things that we had asked. Pretty much, it's like a soccer-based play-to-earn game. And the devs are really smart. They have a ton of people from Warner Bros., people that worked on Harry Potter. They have a ton of big names in there.
yeah, and to add to that, they have the developers of USDC coin on
Yes.
the team as
Yes.
well, with Zeneca as the advisor. So yeah, I think it's going to be super cool what they're doing with that project. Like you said, the soccer theme around it. I think it's going to be a good ecosystem within itself. Of course, you have an ecosystem within each chain of crypto, right? Being that there's an NFT ecosystem behind it, and then each of these NFT projects are forming their own ecosystem within it. Like with Elio's project, Neo Tokyo.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something obviously a lot different because it's more sports related. But you can trade players back and forth. Once you built up a team, you can play against other teams, PvP style. Almost like a Madden or something like that.
Yeah, but like simulator.
Exactly, simulator. So I think it's going to be super cool what they're doing.
Like Football Manager was like a really big app, really big game that they play over in Europe. I've never played it. Have you ever played Football Manager before?
I have not played
No,
football. I
people I asked about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I know it." I never heard of it, but
I never heard of it either.
it's big over there, I guess. So
But like you said, I mean, seems like the team is super educated, just in the space in general. Obviously, they've come from past careers of working on cryptos and blockchain and things like that. But yeah, I mean, when they talked in the AMA, it seemed like it was really, really well thought out. They had answers to everyone's questions. They're really trying to work on like gasless, not gasless completely, but reducing the gas fees between transactions. As you can imagine, building like a team like that. Imagine in Madden, when you're playing, you're trading players back and forth, and each one of those transactions costs gas. Obviously, Madden is not crypto or on the blockchain at all, but that's my comparison of imagine how many times you trade players back and forth and paying transaction fees.
that would be tough. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
So,
it's going to be on Polygon, right?
I believe so.
The,
Yes.
the layer 2 that it's going to be on is Polygon. Yeah, so
Believe so.
I think that's going to be good to help lower the gas fees. Obviously, they need to do something to make them stop the gas fees. I mean, Ethereum way too high. So that's why when you see a lot of these projects that have a game built in, a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh yeah, the layer 2 is going to be on Polygon or Arbitrum." They always go for that layer 2 because, like I said, it's just better for the gas and it's just better for the community as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that the tokenomics are going to be super well thought out, like we said, just because of the team on there. So can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future and how it looks. Obviously, it's out now. You can buy the NFTs on OpenSea off the floor. They're sitting at about a floor of 0.2.
Yeah.
So that was about 2x, almost 3x mint.
Almost it went to 0.25 for a very good amount of time.
Okay, so you did 3x if you minted and you caught the high or you caught tops and solds. And I think some influencers got involved. I think Sneaky Ninja Pants minted.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, I mean that's some good news. We'll see where it goes. I like that project a lot. So
Yeah, the devs, like I said, their devs were super smart.
yeah,
They were super
really
in
were.
depth, and I was getting a little nervous asking the questions there because they were super intricate, but I loved it. They have a great project. The mint price was 0.088. Like I said, 50 of us got in, and then the other thing they did too that was awesome was if you didn't have, if you had whitelist, so they over allocated, which was because they didn't think they were going to mint out. So they over allocated, which means they gave away more whitelist spots than pieces because you can mint 3. Each whitelist spot can mint 3. So normally, each whitelist spot is only able to mint 1, 2. They weren't expecting to sell out. They were expecting to just go into public with at least some stock left over, and they ended up selling out fairly quickly. I mean, it wasn't a lights out 3-second sellout, but it was a few hours. I actually had whitelist myself, and I didn't mint because I was like, oh, I didn't know they over allocated. This is a great thing. Do your research. Do your research.
Right.
I didn't look at the Discord and see, oh, they over allocated. They had mentioned it. Hey, just so everyone knows, we over allocated. I was at my girlfriend's house, family's house for St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
And big Irish family, had to go over to St. Patrick's Day. I personally don't like the holiday, but went over there. I'm like, oh, I'm in at home. I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're good. All right.
See the floor running, 0.15. I'm good. I'm in at home. I'm in all three. And then about 2 hours into the party, I get a message from Verbal, OOS, out of stock. And it hurt.
Yeah, I bet it did. It hurt for me too, buddy.
Yeah. That's the other thing, Mike. So you fill out a Google form in Dotjpegs to get whitelist. They're like, oh no, there's 50 spots. Fill it up. And they're like, oh, there's 8 more spots left. Fill them up. Fill them up. Anybody that wants whitelist. Mike's like, yo, you better make sure you get whitelist prior to this. Oh, you make sure you get whitelist. I'm like, yeah, I know, I might not mint, but I mean, I don't want to take it from somebody. I might not mint. Oh, no, you better get whitelist. You know, it's a free whitelist, bro. Oh, yeah, you're right. Definitely, I'll do that. You're right. Fill out the form. I asked him, didn't fill out the form. He never even filled out the form. Then he has the audacity to ask me if we can split our pieces.
Guys, 2 things. First thing,
split my pieces.
First thing is I'm trying to focus on the content for you guys, all right? I'm not worried about whitelists like this guy over here. Second thing is this. Guys, anyone out there, drop a comment for me right now. If you have whitelist and the gas is low, when do you normally mint? I go right to contract the minute that it can mint, and I mint right away.
That's a lie.
I minted Muri late because I knew that the spot was secured.
Nope, that's a lie. Okay. You're lying because you say all the time when you have whitelist, look at volume. Make sure the volume's all set.
Yes.
Make sure the volume.
I agree.
Make sure the volume's good.
I agree, but you saw the floor was a 2x. Bro, so at that point, I would say, okay, I'm going to mint.
I wasn't home. I wasn't trying to mint off my phone.
You ever heard of MetaMask Mobile?
I wasn't trying to mint off my phone.
Super simple. I can show you how to do it after this.
All right, good. Yeah. Why don't you do a tutorial for everybody?
Yeah. All right, guys. So what you do is you go to the App Store.
Okay.